a little chilly. Doing an engine rebuild. Got the engine right here. Just posted a video about taking out the heads to it. So now that we have those out, we're just going to get on to the next things. So I'm going to push this dipstick out of the way, but got our heads, all of our bolts up here. We're going to need to grab a cardboard box or something like that to redo that in and kind of organize them. But, you know, right now we're just getting it done one step at a time. So, you know, let's throw on some gloves and we're going to go ahead and clean these heads. And I just figured I'd go live so that way y'all can see what's been going on. Somebody's on right now. So we're going to throw on these gloves, and I just posted a video about pulling off the heads. This is a 350 small block Chevy, and we're just going to pull them off and kind of redo it. So here we go. Got our parts bin over here, which is also known as just a old crappy bin. This would be my advice. We just have one right here. It's an old bin. So what you're going to do basically is you're going to take your old bin and you just want to take the heads to whatever engine you have. So I have a 350 small block Chevy. Here's my heads right here. They're kind of heavy, but yeah. So I'm going to take my heads and I'm going to put them in this bucket right here. One piece at a time. Kind of bends the plastic, but that's okay. So we got one off. We got the other one here. They're kind of dirty. We just want to set them on there, kind of each other, but don't want to bend anything. You have to be careful of that. The more stuff you break, the more expensive rebuilding an engine is. That's pretty obvious. So we got the heads in there, and all my bolts are up top on the engine. So now we're gonna go ahead and just spray them down with some engine degreaser. I got engine degreaser from O'Reilly's. It's got some oil on it and stuff. But I'm just gonna give these a good spray. Let them sit overnight with degreaser. Come back tomorrow and clean it. I'm gonna give the whole engine a spray. But surprisingly, this truck has 240,000 miles on it, which isn't a crazy amount. These engines can go for quite a while. But mine was having some problems, so I pulled it out. And it has a lot of burnt oil in there, just chunks and rocks and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's been ran dry a couple times. It was probably worth rebuilding it. Like as you can see, here's a big chunk right there of just oil. I mean, there's bigger chunks too. It's pretty bad. You can go watch my videos on that. But we're just going to go ahead and let me take the camera with me actually. I can show y'all what I'm doing. We're just going to take the gloves off here. And we want to take this spray right here. And we just want to kind of spray that down. Just soak it. So while that's sitting overnight, I can come back tomorrow and clean them. But right now, we're just going to let that sit. I have a couple cans of this stuff, but it gets used pretty quick. You don't want to be too light on it. You want to use a good amount of it. Go ahead and get your engine clean. So basically just spraying that down. That's about it for that. And yeah, now that we have that sprayed down, we can just let that sit. And it's time to organize some parts and kind of clean up. So when you're rebuilding old engines, there's a lot of oil and grease and a whole bunch of random stuff that gets on you, so you want to be putting on gloves and wearing clothes that aren't good. You try to use 1 or 2 jackets, your work jackets, if it's cold because it's wintertime right now. And expect your tools to look something like, you know, something like that. Really dirty. It's not the greatest, but be sure I clean mine every night before I go to bed. You know, just making sure it stays clean. So that way my tools are good the next day. And like I was saying, the block actually does look good. There's a little coolant in it, but I think that's just from pulling out the heads. So I'm going to call it good. These don't need to be bored out or anything. I don't see any scratches. I see a good cross pattern. And I see one little scratch, but we can get that out with a hone. So we can hone these later. But yeah, right now we're just kind of cleaning up. I'm going to grab some more engine degreaser here. Like I said, I went ahead and got a couple cans of these because you need this stuff whenever you're doing engines or anything that's greasy. You kind of just want to spray it down, clean it up. Just cleaner workspace is better. I'm not too clean of a worker, so nothing's crazy clean that I do. but you know, the cleaner definitely the better. So you got to keep it clean to some extent, especially if you want to have your tools last. Tools are kind of expensive to be, you know, going bad often because you're not taking care of them. And I'll turn the camera around in a second and show you all the pistons, what I'm talking about. And you can see how greasy the block is. It's an old engine, so it's to be expected, but it was about time to pull it out anyways. So, I'm going to take off my gloves again and I can show y'all. Throw those in the trash can. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. If I turn the camera around, I don't know how good y'all can see. Hey, Miss Chelsea. You can't see too good. Let me grab this lamp here. So, this is how they look right now. It's honestly not that bad. It has a lot of carbon buildup on it, that's for sure. But I think these pistons will actually be fine. I just see a good, like I said, a good cross pattern, no sideways scratches. So that's very normal for old engines. Like I said, a lot of carbon buildup though, especially right there and on the rest of them. And in here, let's see, where's my intake manifold at? You can't see that because that's where all my parts are right now for the valves. But if you can see on the intake manifold, there's just a lot of burnt oil. So like I said, it's definitely been ran dry a couple times. But it's nothing that I can't fix, thankfully. So, we just gotta fix it one part at a time. Unfortunately, it involved pulling the whole engine out, but like I said, that needed done anyways, so I'm not gonna complain. And also, it's a nice experience to learn how to do something new. So, it is what it is. I gotta pull the dipstick out right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on gloves again. Probably just take these kind of gloves now, though, to be honest, since it's not that empty. Let's see. Clean that bad boy up. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean it, try to paint it, and then throw it all back together. I'm painting it Chevy red, just to. Oh, hey Nani. Yeah, so I'm painting it red, and I'm just gonna clean it up. But there's a lot of, like I said, carbon build and a lot of oil, stuff like that. So it is what it is. I'm gonna pull this dipstick in a second, but I guess just probably turn it over and get to the oil pan. But I'm gonna have to get something to put all these bolts in. I wish I had a cardboard box or something in here. Oh, I did. I'm gonna clean this out real quick, guys. Alright. We got it clean. Now, we are just gonna gotta get it ready for Thursday. No, I'll probably be walking on Thursday, Miss Chelsea. I doubt I could get it all cleaned up by then and ready and put in. It's a lot of work. This is also the first engine I've ever rebuilt, so it's gonna take a little longer than normal. Dylan will. What's happening? You know, the engine is old and it looks like it's been ran out of oil several times, so I'm just taking it apart right now and we're doing a rebuild. It's gonna be a stock rebuild, so I might just also carburetor swap it. This is a I don't know, you have the Camaro. Do you have a 350 TBI in yours? Because this is the TBI, which is fuel injected, but it's a really cheesy system, and I don't like it, so I'm just going to carburetor swap it. So we're doing a complete rebuild. Got to keep all these parts together. It's kind of stressful taking apart an engine, that's for sure. No doubt about that. One piece at a time, though. It takes a while, too. Hope it doesn't cost that much. Let's see. I was always good at taking stuff apart, never putting it back together. Yeah, that's definitely true. It's easy to take stuff apart, hard to put it back together. Dylan, you said mine's a 468 big block with a carburetor. Dang, what kind of carburetor do you have? A four barrel on it, or a 2? I'm assuming if you have a big block, you're pushing a 4. And do you know how much horsepower your Camaro makes too? Have you ever dynoed it? Because I know these engines back then were actually kind of sluggish for how big they are. Like mine's a 5.7, but surprisingly it's only pushing, I think it was 210 horsepower from the factory. So how it was before I pulled it out, it probably was only pushing, I don't know, 180 or something, not much. You could definitely tell it was struggling though. So it was time for a rebuild, unfortunately. But I guess that's what happens when you have older engines. You know, you just gotta rebuild them and get things done. So right now that's what we're doing. And I know I could put like a modified cam in it, or mild cam. Mild cam, I could use the stock rockers and push rods and lifters and all that stuff. But I don't think I want to just do a mild. If I were to do one, I would definitely do a an aggressive cam. But I think I'm just going to push stock for now because this thing's already terrible on gas. If any of y'all have old engines that are just, you know, bad on gas and underpowered, then you know what I'm talking about. Stock rebuild's probably the way to go. And this is my daily driver, so I don't want to be doing anything crazy to it either. Giving it more problems than it already has. Now, I don't know, whenever I took off the intake manifold also, I found a couple leafs in there. And you said, never dynoed it, assume 450 plus. Yeah, I heard the Camaro, you definitely have some kind of crazy aggressive cam in there. On your videos, it has a chop, that's for sure. I don't know what you did to it, but I'm assuming you did a cam. Did you rebuild that yourself, Dylan, or did you have somebody else do that for you? Because rebuilding an engine yourself is a pain. If I had money, I'd probably have somebody else do it. But that's why I'm doing a stock rebuild. I also kind of don't want to spend a ton of money on this truck. Let's see. Well, everything looks decent. Besides, there's just like a ton of oil chunks. I don't know why. It's pretty crazy. I'll show y'all that in 1 second. I'm almost done cleaning out this intake, and then y'all can see that. Alright. Now y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to take off this glove. Turn the camera around. This is the engine block intake. So the intake manifold sits on the top. This is the engine block. You know, you have your lifters here and all that. But this is what I'm talking about by just oil chunks. It's just a whole bunch of junk. Like, it's a whole bunch of it. This is actually the size of a rock. So, yeah, it does look pretty bad. But surprisingly, Dylan, everything I pulled out was actually okay. I'm surprised. So far, at least, all the push rods and everything. And like I said, the pistons have the score in them right now, the crosshatch pattern. He said I'd hit that. He said, oh, I'd think that. Yeah, it all looked okay, but it's definitely been ran dry a couple times. I'd think that too, as soon as I pulled it out. Ran hot too. Yeah, I know it's been ran hot before. Because, I feel like one of my head gaskets was bad, because whenever I drove it home, at one point, it was struggling. It was smoking a little too, but it wasn't blue smoke. So I'd have to go with head gaskets, but this is going to take a while to get cleaned. Just got to kind of scrape it up. Like I said, surprisingly though, everything was okay. So I don't think I'll have that much stuff to replace. I already got the whole gasket kit and everything. And I'm going to hone these. And then, also Dylan, like I said, you said completely rebuilt it myself. Everything new. And went with a chop cam. Dang. Chop cam and mother thumper ported heads. Man, that's pretty nice. Yeah, so that's definitely pushing around 450, I'd guess. Those chomp cams are some pretty aggressive cams, that's for sure. How many miles per gallon do you get? Do you know? I'm assuming probably not too good with a big cam like that in an old car. Actually, I don't even know if I want to know. That's going to be really bad. Now, where did my other glove go? I have no idea. So I think we're going to flip it around now and get to the oil pan, guys, and we can take out the oil pan. We can check that out, see how that looks. I'm going to set this box of parts aside. Got the head soaking right now. And let's see, where in the world, there's my bug. Yeah. Probably 0 miles per gallon. Yeah, you might get 25 gallons per mile. Pushing 450. Is the Cummins your daily driver too? I've seen that on your channel quite a bit, the Cummins. Or do you drive a car every day? Because I'm sure a Cummins probably gets kind of expensive too. Being a diesel. Diesel prices are kind of up right now, especially where I'm at. Let's try it. Alright, pulled the pin. Let me get this out of the way. Got the starter igniter here. Well, that's not the starter igniter. Why did I say that? That is the... Why can I not think of the name right now? It's what fires off all your pistons. There goes some coolant. Don't mind that. Yeah, don't mind all that. That's normal. It's a lot of coolant. I didn't drain the block. I'm just going to let it drain on the floor and hose it off later. But draining the block from under the truck. I guess I could do it now in a bucket. Yeah, there's a little bolt here. But draining the block from under the truck was not a good idea. That was going to be a pain. It was way too much diesel. Sold the Cummins. About to get a 78 C10. Oh, that'll be nice. What engine are you trying to get in the 78? Are you trying to get a 350 or a big block? Golly, that's a lot. A C10. I heard it's hard to find parts for those now. If I were you, I'd get a big block. It was way too much diesel. Yeah, I'm sure that was a lot of diesel. Let's see. Gotta put this pin back in it. Alright, now we got it flipped over. Kind of nervous to check out the oil pan. Because I'm sure this might not look too good. But either way, we're going to take it apart and look. So, let me try to find my socket wrench. I need to be more organized. That's what I need to be. Also, I still have parts up here. Let's see. Yeah, so if any of y'all have any questions, you can just leave them in the comment. I'll answer kind of what I'm doing if you just now joined. Because I can always glance over. But, let's see. Where in the world did my socket wrench go? Oh, great. Coolant everywhere. Oh, that's rusty coolant, too. We're leaking out rust now. I don't know. Is that normal, guys? For there to be a lot of rust? Very end, I would assume so, at the very end at least. Towards the end of it. And there's oil coming out now, but that's because I got it flipped upside down. Let's see. Let me try to find the socket wrench. Where in the world did I put it? You know, if I would just organize my stuff a little better, I'd probably know where I put everything. Let's see. So, I know a lot of people that watch my channel have trucks. Have any of y'all had to rebuild one of these before a 350? Because if so, y'all could leave some advice in the comments. Or even a small block Chevy. If any of y'all had to rebuild a small block Chevy, just leave some advice in the comments. Let me know what I could do. Let's see. Put this up. Alright, so we're just going to take out this oil pan. I'm going to grab one of my extensions. And we're going to check this out now. Hope there's not a lot of metal chunks in there, but it's kind of only one way to find out. So, let's crack her open. I want this longer extension. So, usually if there's a lot of metal chunks in your oil pan, that's not a good sign. So we're just going to check and see kind of how that's looking. And then I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. I've been working on this all day. It's kind of an all-day thing. Taking out an engine and rebuilding it. It's not a quick, easy task, that's for sure. But I'm trying to get the truck up and running again soon. Didn't take too long for me to drive this thing every day, and the engine started having problems, so I just figured pull it out instead of tweak it and try to get it running forever. I was like, well, just pull it out and rebuild it. So, I'd like to have a vehicle again because I just got my license, so driving's fun, what can I say? Now let's see. Just want to take this out. And also, do any of y'all know how to put up a... Hold on. Let me check something. I think I could put up poles on here. So that way whenever y'all hop on, you can see it. Start a pole, yeah. Let's see. Put up a pole, y'all. There you go. Just started a poll. Alright, we got a poll up. Y'all can vote on that. Trucks or cars. I like trucks, but when you drive them every day, you start to like cars a little too. But I don't have a car. So, we're stuck with this for now. Now, my bet is whenever I pull this oil pan out, I don't think there's going to be any oil chunks because the top end of the engine looked really good. I already got the top end completely torn down. So now we got to do the bottom end and throw it all back together. I don't know how long it's going to take to have this thing back together, up and running, but it's probably not a quick thing, I can assume that. So, we're just going to pull this out and check it out, guys. Let's see. So the first time rebuilding an engine, like I said, today I got the top end out. There's a short for that right now, and we're just kind of gonna do it. Just pull it out. I'll go live probably. I can try to go live once every day because it seems like this live had a good amount of comments and people on it, and I'll see how that is because it's not too hard to go live. I'm not editing videos or doing anything, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll be putting up any long form videos anymore. I said I was going to try to make some long form videos on rebuilding a 350 small block, but after I'm actually in it, rebuilding it, it's complicated, and this is my first time doing it, so I kind of just want to take it out, put it back together, go slowly, learn at my own speed, and just get it done. So, yeah, I'd rather not rush and just, like I said, slowly learn, slowly do it. Just one step at a time. So I don't think there'll be any long form videos out, but like I said, I will be doing a live probably once every night or once every day. It's pretty much whatever time works best for y'all. But I'm assuming night probably works best because everybody's off work. And yeah. Let's see how this oil pan looks. Like I said, 240,000 miles on the truck. It's about to come off 2 more bolts. No, 4 more bolts. That'll be off. And then we can see how 240 miles looks on the oil pan. Like I said, hopefully no big metal chunks. I'm going to assume there's going to be a little flaking in there, because that's normal. But, you know, the more chunks, the worse. So we want to limit that down. I don't know how people do this live thing, though. Seems like you have to talk a lot about random stuff. I guess that's what you have to do, though. I'm going to set these on my little thing right now. Just pulling this apart. Any of y'all have any questions that are watching right now? If y'all have any questions, just let me know. But yeah, just taking it apart slowly but surely. First time. So I got the whole gasket set for this truck, and I'm just going to do gaskets instead of gasket maker. Now I know some people have, I guess I could throw up a poll about that. Some people have opinions, like they like gasket, maker better than gaskets. Now, like I said, this is my first time really doing anything like this, so I haven't created an opinion yet, but I know multiple people that have done stuff like this, and they all like the gaskets better. So I was just going to listen to them and go ahead and do gaskets. But I know my grandpa likes gasket maker a lot better. He doesn't really like gaskets as much, especially for valve covers. Let's see. Just taking these out. Any comments? Nope, not yet. Nobody else commented. We've been on for 30 minutes so far. Probably gonna hop off in a second, y'all, when I get this oil pan out and show y'all how it looks. Then I'm out for today. And I'm probably gonna clean up and go to bed. I've been working on this since 9 o'clock this morning. Pretty much non-stop besides to eat and do stuff you have to do. But like I said, I'd like to get my truck up and running soon, so we just gotta get it done. Now, let's see. Alright, guys, 4 more bolts. 4 more bolts. Then it comes out and y'all can see the chunks, how it looks, and what we're working with. And we can look at the bottom end and all that stuff. To be honest, from looking at the top end, don't really think it's gonna be that bad. Got that first try. Gonna slap that on there, and where do my tools disappear sometimes? Here they are. I guess when you're unorganized, tools disappear. So, gonna alright, y'all, one side's up. Getting real close. Getting real close. Bear with me. Let's see. I'm gonna unbolt this. And we want to go ahead and take this bolt out. 2 more bolts, y'all. 2 more bolts. So we got this out, and we can, like I said, crack it open, take a look at it. Alright, let's see, how does that look? Got that nut out. For some reason they put nuts on the end. That didn't want to come out, but we got it out. There it is. Gonna clean everything up before we put it back together. Let's see, we don't have any votes yet on our poll about trucks or cars. I'm assuming most of my content, everybody who likes trucks and cars watches me, but I'm assuming most people like trucks, because that's kind of what my channel's on, especially old trucks. And now that I'm driving it every day, most of my content will probably be y'all watching me keeping this thing running. And like I said, this will be interesting. The first engine rebuild ever done, so hope it goes back together just how it came out. Pretty sure it will, because we have a lot of pictures and a lot of videos. That's what you need. Now let's see. Put these down. Alright guys, here comes the oil pan. Y'all can check that out. Should just pop right out. Might have to pry it though, because this is old stuff. That's kind of how that works. Never comes out as easily as it should, that's for sure. Alright y'all, we're going to have to pry this. So let me grab something to pry it with. Just going to take a hammer for now and pop it up just like that, y'all. Now, there does seem to be, no, that shouldn't be in my way. Neither should that. So let's just kind of, actually that's definitely in my way. Wonder if we can, does that twist or, nope, that probably has to pull out. Okay, so part of working on stuff, you run into some things that you don't think would happen. Like for example, where the oil filter is, there's something that conjoins it with the engine, and that's kind of blocking my way right now, so we're just going to pull that out real quick. Probably needs to come out anyways. Assuming it does, because when you're tearing down an engine, you're tearing down an engine, so it's got to be out. So, pulling that out. Taking these 2 nuts out. thing. Got rid of that. That's out. There's the nuts. They're gone. You want to keep these together. So, it's leaking oil on the ground. That is not something that I want on the ground. So, let's go ahead and put this under it. Now we're leaking into a bucket. That's how it's supposed to be. So, now, this should just pop out. Yep. Now let's take a look, y'all. What's your guess is how will it look with 350,000 miles? Not, wait. I don't know why I said that, y'all. It does not have 350,000 miles. I was thinking about my buddy's truck. His just hit 360. How will it look with 240,000? So, here we go. I'm gonna drop this. We're gonna put these down here. And I'm gonna bring y'all to the camera. Let's check out how many chunks we got, what we got in there. Don't think it'll be that bad, but I haven't even looked at it. Is this engine out of your truck? Yeah, it's completely out of my truck. It's on a stand. We got it, oh, that was a dumb answer. Yeah, this engine came out of my truck. This is the original engine. Here it is. Pulled out. Got it on the stand. My truck's in a little tent right now we're working on. And here's how the oil pan looks. Let me grab my light. Now, the oil pan, I haven't really looked at it yet. I'm trying to look at it with y'all. That looks pretty bad. There's some chunks in there. But I don't think that's of metal. Let me see. No, that's that same burnt oil. So that's honestly not that bad. I see a little bit of metallic flake in there though. But it's nothing. It's honestly nothing crazy. Not for 240,000 miles. It's not bad. And being in 1991, it's not terrible. So did it fail or just re-overhauling it? Yeah, I'm just basically re-overhauling it. It didn't really fail, but it was having problems running. It seems like it didn't like being as old as it was without a rebuild. Started smoking a little and then running on 7 cylinders all the time. At least that's what it felt like. So I just decided to pull it out. I'm sure I could have fixed it though from the top end. But that's what we're working with, guys. So everything looks decent from up here too. All of them really don't look that bad. I don't see any red flags. Yeah, it's not terrible, guys. I think we're gonna, this oil pump up here, we are gonna redo that though. We're gonna, just change that out, because that's something whenever you take out an engine, you just do. So, let's put this back up here. Let me put all my parts together. This is kind of oily, so is this, so we'll just put these together, guys, just like that. Leave those bolts in there. I'm gonna put this with that, and then I'll put all those bolts in there in a second. Let me put this camera back where it was. I'm just propping it on the fender right now. Doing an overhaul. So, nothing terrible yet. I haven't seen anything even like really wrong with it. But I know all the gaskets need changed. It was, what parts did you order? I just have a gasket set right now because I was going to tear into it and see what all I needed to order. But, yeah, like I said, right now just a gasket set. And I'm going to do the oil pump and piston rings for sure. But the main reason I pulled this engine out is it started running a little funny. Like I said, I'm 100% positive I could have fixed that without pulling it out. But not only was it running funny, it was the rear main seal was shot. So it was just leaking all over my driveway. So I figured just go ahead and pull it out. Instead of pulling the transmission, I thought it was a perfect excuse to pull the engine and, well, not and the transmission, just the engine, and overhaul it completely. Sometimes you need an excuse to start a big job. This gasket is stuck on there. I had to scrape that off. Nope, we got it. There you go. This gasket was still good for the oil pan. I ordered one just like it though. But all the pistons look decent, so let's see. So we're just basically tearing into it and seeing what we need. But I don't really think we're gonna need that much stuff. Might pull out the dipstick. Alright, dipstick's out. We're gonna put this with all my parts and stuff. Now we can pull the gasket the rest of the way. Here's the old gasket. Nothing's broken, no cracks. It's all fine. So actually there is a big crack in it. Wasn't leaking from the oil pan though, but I guess that's kind of why you take stuff apart to find new problems. So it honestly doesn't look bad to me. Yeah, guys. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Doesn't look bad, and you know, I guess we can do another one of these tomorrow. This is pretty good. Are you doing anything with the heads? No, the heads are, the heads look fine. I'm gonna clean them for sure. The heads are filthy, but I'm gonna clean them. I'm not porting them out or anything. And I'm doing valve seals obviously, but that's not really a heads thing. I'm just gonna leave the heads how they are. All right, y'all. Well, Dylan, thanks for tuning in. You commented the most and asked the most questions. But yeah, thanks. And I think that's it for tonight, though. We'll probably do this again tomorrow, and y'all can see where I'm at. And hopefully it's back together soon and running, but we'll see. So that's gonna be it for tonight, y'all. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. See y'all later.